Hello and welcome to the Social Speak Network podcast. My name is Caitlin McDonald and I am one of the co-owners over here at Social Speak. So today we were going to wrap up the year talking about SEO as we're moving into 2020, but I'm kind of pulling an audible and I really want to take the time to share the exact strategy that is working right now for our healthcare clinics. Now, this strategy is one that we've been utilizing for quite a while. However, it's really working right now. So I wanted to make sure that moving into 2020, you'll be able to implement this for your healthcare practice. Now, we also are available to help out as well. And this is our specialty, managing the marketing campaigns for clinics and hospitals across the country. So if you do want to schedule a free consultation, we'd love to chat with you, see if we're a good fit, and give you a couple of tips and pointers to get you moving in the right direction. So this strategy really utilizes a lot of different marketing techniques, but it is pretty straightforward. So I'm going to be, if you're on our podcast, I'll be talking through everything. If you jump over to our YouTube channel, you'll be able to follow along and I'll be able to show you some of the tools that we do utilize for our clinics. And if you prefer reading, the transcript will be on our blog probably next week. So let's get started. Let me share my screen here. And as I mentioned, the first part of our process really begins with the strategy. So when we're taking a look at the strategy, we want to focus on a few different things. First and foremost, we do still utilize social media marketing. Social media is there to expand your reach and spread your authentic brand voice online. If you're targeting younger individuals, older individuals, it really doesn't matter. You need to prove that you are active online and a legitimate business. One of the ways to do this is by posting to social media accounts. So doing this builds brand loyalty by staying true to your values. It also helps you stay top of mind. Yes, your post won't necessarily reach everybody who's following you online. In fact, it will probably only reach a couple of people. So we utilize ads to help with this as well. However, if somebody is actively looking for you, most likely your Facebook page will show up high in the search results. So you want to make sure that you are active there. And then Facebook and social media also help you cultivate relationships and attract clients. The second piece of the strategy that we follow is blogging and SEO. Creating content, any content, isn't going to work anymore. It's creating the right content at the right time for your target market. So what does this actually mean for you? It means creating timely information so that you are found online, and it helps to build trust with your audience. For a couple of practices, what we are doing is doing physician interviews or interviews with your staff and transcribing those in a QA format, so that you are answering the questions that people are actually looking for online in a way that's easy to digest and where they can really start building trust with the physicians in your practice. And then the last way is through lead generation. So with lead generation, really our goal is to capture prospect information. Yes, you have to be aware of being Hipaa compliant, but we'll dive into that. So here, you need a strategy to boost your new leads, to shorten the sales cycle, or that cycle for actually getting a prospect in the door, booking a consultation, and then also to increase your recurring revenue. So if you know somebody who typically comes in for one procedure, then ends up coming in for follow-up visits for something else, might be good to focus on that first procedure and getting leads for that, so that you can then kind of share information through email marketing or in the office itself to get them booking those follow-up appointments as well. So this is where it gets really fun, and it's actually putting together that plan and diving in to what you need to be doing for your marketing. So this is our roadmap to digital marketing, and really it goes through all of the different steps. Today, I'm going to be focusing mostly on this lead generation piece. So in lead generation, we're really reaching people during their patient journey. So as I mentioned, we're figuring out, what symptoms they have, what problems they're experiencing, and how they want to live their life differently if they come in and see you. So when we're doing this, we're utilizing Facebook ads for brand awareness and to get leads, Google AdWords for search targeting, and this is a great way to get people when they're making that decision about who they're going to work with, and Facebook ads for retargeting. So here, Facebook and Google really are the ad networks that we are utilizing for this. So I'm going to jump on over here, and I have up, so Google AdWords. Most of you probably already have an AdWords account. However, if you call, this is kind of a nice little tip if you're just getting started, tipping your toes in the water, you can actually call up this number here on the top of the page. And a representative can help you set up your first campaign. If you don't have someone on staff who knows how to set up AdWords, I do recommend utilizing Google's own network of consultants who can set that up, because it's complimentary, and again, a great way just to get started. Now, as you're building more in-depth campaigns, setting up conversion tracking and things like that, I do recommend working with an expert. Our team has a team of experts on staff who can help out with setting up campaigns, restructuring them from what Google originally sets up or what a previous agency has set up to make sure that they're actually working for you. We oftentimes come into clinics and see that the geographic area isn't quite right, or maybe a mixture of different services are piled into one ad group. All of these things can be detrimental for your practice. So an example of this, I just did a search for pediatrician Marlborough, Mass, and there are 3 that come up, but if you take a look, there's no ads here. So if you are a pediatrician around there, it's a great thing, a great opportunity for you. But what you'll see is there are oftentimes fewer ads than there are doctors and other listings that come up. So that's a great way to make sure as you are creating your campaign that you're showing up here at the top. I don't have Facebook up, but Facebook is very similar as well. Oftentimes a health clinic will come on in, or excuse me, a marketing agency will come on in, they'll set up a Facebook account, or even, someone on your staff. And one problem that we've seen is that oftentimes these ads aren't targeted for your audience correctly. So you want to make sure that you are being very specific in your targeting, at least at the beginning, so that you can learn who's responding to your messages and who isn't. For Facebook, for example, let's say you are working with individuals who have non-healing foot ulcers. Typically, this is caused by diabetes. So you can actually target people who have shown an interest in the National Diabetes Association, for example. They're not going to say on their profile that they have a foot ulcer, but they are going to be following, or most likely going to be following or have expressed interest in a national organization or a magazine or another coach or something like that, who has targeted them already. So this is a great way to kind of refine your messaging. Additionally, let's say your practice focuses on, I had pediatrics before. What you can do is you can target people potentially who just got married, or who have a toddler, or have or following other, parenting pages. And this might be a great way to narrow down your target market there. Now, within those ads themselves, there are a few things that you need to really do in order to see a return on your investment. So one of the first things that we utilize is Leadpages. Now, Leadpages is not Hipaa compliant. However, you can embed a form on here that is Hipaa compliant so that the leads go into your system, the lead capture system, and the landing pages are just hosted kind of on your website, built by Leadpages. The reason why we do this is because we want them to be very specific and tailored towards that one service and towards that one target audience. So if you're targeting a family member of somebody who is who has somebody else in the family who's suffering from addiction, you're running ads to raise awareness about the support and resources that are out there, that landing page is going to be different than what you want to appear, or the language that you want to have that's geared towards that person who's suffering themselves. So here, Leadpages is just the tool that we utilize. You can build a landing page just through WordPress, but we love Leadpages because it is very easy to alter the page style. It allows you to do A/B testing, so create two different versions of the same landing page and have Leadpages automatically show which one, whichever one, and then over time you can tell which one's performing better. It also has great graphs. So typically for healthcare centers, we utilize conversion tracking a few different ways. On Leadpages itself, we want to optimize the number of people who are clicking on a link. Here's a little example right here, to schedule a consultation. That will then open up a pop-up. On that pop-up is the form that you create through that third party. So on Leadpages itself, we can't tell how many people have then filled out the form, but that's why we use the Facebook Pixel and Google Tag Manager. So here, Leadpages, again, it's just a great, easy way to set up those landing pages and test them and have it be where it's just a single page rather than going to, and I'll just click on, one of these. So let's say this is your website. This is the UMass Memorial Healthcare Center. So if somebody goes to this page from an ad, there are so many other places to click. So we found that that is not good for increasing your ROI and conversion rates. So having a page that they go to where it's just that single page with the call to action of scheduling a consultation, it works really well. Then there's a question of, what content should you utilize on that page and in the ads? So we actually have a form on our website, and I'll put this in the description, socialspeaknetwork.com, work with us, onboarding lead generation. And this is geared towards kind of a broader audience than just healthcare centers. But you can fill it out, and here you can select, free consultation is what you're trying to get. But then we have questions here that really will help you identify those key concerns, key questions, key fears of your patients, your target patients. And we have the questions so that they lead you through exactly sort of what you need in order to create the ad text as well as the text for the landing page. And so we help you kind of really identify and nail down your target market and then create a story around it. So in the story, we often do actually start with a sentence or two that's somebody's story. It could be your own story, a patient testimonial, or even just a made-up story that fits in with the benefits that you can provide for your clients, for your patients. From there, we go into the benefits of actually coming in to see your practice, and finally, the call to action to schedule a consultation. Creating a doctor video around this as well is also a great way to increase brand awareness. So again, work with us, onboarding, lead generation. The link is down below, but you can just go through this exercise. And at the end, I believe that we do have, even go through, an email sequence that you can utilize. At the end, when you click submit, we will send you in an email those answers that you put in there so that you can then copy and paste or utilize them. You could also print out that form if you don't want to submit the information. However, we're happy to chat with you about the process as well. So those story ads work really well on Facebook, and then on Google, we're utilizing headlines and kind of short calls to action to contact you. Now, once somebody clicks on an ad, they go to Leadpages, then what happens to them? If you don't have to be Hipaa compliant, we recommend utilizing Mailchimp. It's very cost effective. It's a great way to get started, and it has wonderful bells and whistles that a lot of the big boys have. So it's a great way to create those welcome series as well as quick follow-up emails and everything. Now, if you are Hipaa compliant, we highly recommend utilizing InfluxMD. Looks like not all the images have loaded on here. However, we have a great relationship with them. And so a lot of our clients utilize us to help facilitate the creation of emails and everything. And basically, InfluxMD takes somebody from being a prospect to scheduling their first consult. From there, we're really able to track the ROI. InfluxMD is able to tell through our tracking where the patient or the prospect originally came from. It can automate and systematize the process of sending those initial questionnaires and forms that somebody needs to fill out, and then it can directly sync up with your patient management system. We really like it just because it helps with the customer relationship as well as the lead management, and then it has that sales and email marketing automation as well. So it really reduces the burden on your staff and helps kind of prove how effective the marketing is. So we utilize this a lot. We utilize Google Analytics and we utilize Facebook pixels as well, just to see where leads are coming from, see the cost per lead, and everything like that. So let me just jump back over here, see if there was anything else. Okay. And this is actually just a health coach, but it kind of shows you that process with the landing page. They click the button, here's the form, and then they get a drip sequence of emails. So if you have been wondering if your marketing is working for your healthcare practice, maybe you didn't quite have as good of a year in 2019 as you had projected and hoped, this process is really what we're seeing to work right now. So we start with the Facebook, just having information going out to your accounts to build trust in your brand. Then we utilize blogging as one piece and physician interviews as another piece of your SEO strategy. What we've really been seeing work well for SEO is building backlinks. So submitting your website to different directories, different websites to have the link added to content. We have a whole team that's working on that. It is a very manual process, but we have seen tremendous results there because you do want to make sure your organic listing or your website is showing up organically as well as the ads and the map listing and everything. Another piece of that SEO is building reviews on Google and on Facebook, just so that you can have that social proof. So those reviews work really well to make sure that your map listing is showing up higher as well as social proof. And then it's running the ads. So we run ads based on interest targeting on Facebook, keywords on Google, and then retargeting ads on both Facebook and Google to make sure that if we've already paid for somebody to get to the site or a landing page, we are recouping some of that cost by showing them repeat ads. Of course, we haven't collected any information about them. It's just based on the cookie on their website that Facebook and Google kind of are in charge of. From here, we recommend utilizing a tool like InfluxMD to make sure that you are remaining Hipaa compliant as you are emailing and creating relationships with these prospects who have become leads. And throughout this whole process, make sure that you have the Google Webmaster tool, Google Tag Manager, so that you can track conversions as well as clicks for phone numbers or map clicks, and the Facebook pixel installed on your site so that you can really track the ROI from Facebook ads. So I hope that this has been helpful, leading through the actual techniques and strategies that we utilize for our clients. If you do want to schedule a consultation, we are more than happy to schedule time for you. And we'd love to learn more about your practice, your target market, and what you're currently working on and struggling with right now. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the new year on the Social Speak Network podcast.